Hi, I am Dr. Blair Masters with AcuSmart. I have had a couple questions that I wanted to answer. I had a number of people say, hey, when I sign up, when I bring you my health problem and we are in the AcuSmart like online courses and that sort of thing, what does that even look like? What's going to happen? When you sign up, the first thing that I do is send you a package in the mail, and that has a number of things in it. Um, it has an electroacupuncture stimulator. We'll come back to that. It has something that I am very, very enthusiastic about and committed to, and that is food line testing. It tests this particular one it's a finger prick test, and it goes into exactly how to do it. I got a video on that, so I can show you that down below in a link. But we can test 98 foods or what is it, 100, 142 or 162. There's a lot of them. All the common foods that most people eat on a regular basis and see if any of the foods that you're intaking all the time are causing a number of your health problems. I see this over and over and over again where I had a guy who had horrible arthritis, just kind of riddling his body, and he happened to be a dairy farmer. I really felt bad for this guy. He made milk for a living. That's what he did. And he milked cows every day. It was tough work, up early, but he was really starting to develop some significant arthritis. And we did a food line test, and lo and behold, um, milk showed up as something that he was allergic to, that he had some problems with. And I told him, hey, you really need to get that out of your diet. And it really did make an enormous difference when he did that with his arthritis. It really pretty much brought it to a halt. And if we hadn't tested, we wouldn't know that. So anyway, and I'll come back to that. And also analysis kit where you pluck some hair and send this in, and it finds out what you're deficient in. That's the primary thing that we look for with the food analysis kit, is what kind of nutrients you're deficient in. So far you've got, hey, what's causing me problems and what is lacking that I can do to take care of it. I'm going to get rid of this screen for a minute and show you some other stuff that you get as well. Another thing that you receive is access to the Functional Health Reset Program. Now, this is my standard program that everybody gets. On top of that, and it depends if you're suffering from uh, female hair loss or you're suffering from depression, you're going to get another subset of information and videos and another course essentially that's not as large as this one, that goes into specific things that relate to that particular problem. But I'm going to go through the general one right now. Let me erase that. So there's 31 lessons that goes along with this. And let me just pull one up here. Number one, this is food testing, and I have a video on how to interpret. This is the test you get back when you send in your blood spot test, and this one happens to be the 96 General Food Panel, and I go into what it means, how to read it, and that sort of thing. And then on top of that, I also send you a specific video for you that talks about how to interpret your particular test, and I go through that and then make recommendations as well. There's also links in here. I've got a link to a leaky gut video in this particular one. Let me go back. Uh, a master food list, and this is a downloadable item. And actually, let me go through this. This is lists that I recommend, stuff that I recommend that you eat, and it's downloadable right there. I'm going to go through the downloads here real quick. Um, you get the master food list download. Toxicities download. This is a list of toxicities that I recommend that you look on labels for. A hidden sugars download. This is a page that talks about all the names that food companies use to name sugar to try to kind of hide it from you. This is the functional reset guidebook. This is a ebook that's downloadable as well, and has lots of pages in it that go over my philosophy that relates to getting healthy in general. We have a downloadable inflammation questionnaire right here. Back to videos. I'll come back to this. Joint pain. This is a white paper. If you're having joint pain, this is under the structural part of the Triad of Health. If you're having joint pain, then this is a great white paper, a little, I wouldn't call it an ebook, it's a little bit shorter than that, but on how to help your joint pain in general. Um, I think that's the majority of the downloads right there. Oh, there's a cravings ebook. One of the things, the reason I put this in is so many of my patients really struggle with giving up foods that they love. And when you love it, you're more likely to be allergic to it or sensitive to it. And this is thrown in for that. And I have a cravings ebook on how to get rid of your cravings using the electroacupuncture stimulator and a couple other techniques. This is um, emotion lessons that I go into. Not a lot of downloads here. There is how to do some of these things, a couple pages that are downloadable, and then how to detoxify your body, how to do a liver cleanse. This is another download on downloadable paper that you can do. Let's go back at the beginning. Those are all the downloads that you get. You get tons of them in here. The master food list. This how to test, quick and easy. I talk about how to do the food testing using the blood spot test. It's real simple and quick, relatively painless. I go into supplementation here, and I will be when you get your hair analysis back. I go into the deficiencies that you're seeing, and on your test, here's a sample right here. I go into all the deficiencies that we're seeing on your particular hair analysis, and go into what it shows and what I recommend to do that, both that you recommend eating as well as supplementation. Let me go back. Um, I go into toxicities and what was found there, hidden sugars, inflammation questionnaire. I go into health philosophy. This I think is really, really important, and why it is important to stay at the top of the funnel of health. And that is really vital. I've got a lot of videos out on that. How to stimulate acupuncture points. Again, when you sign up for AcuSmart, we receive one of these in the mail, and I go into great detail on how to use it. I also, this is another download I forgot to mention, is an AcuSmart symptoms book. It has over 500 different symptoms that you can look up. They're in relatively alphabetical order. I'm going to just go through this real quick with y'all. I know there's not a virus in that one because I wrote it myself. Um, but this, you can see this takes a little bit of time to download because it is a pretty big file. Um, so let me, that's about 10 seconds left, and I'll show you that really quick. I could have pulled that up otherwise because I do have that in my computer, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it is like when we go into this. Um, So you would look up your symptom, whatever that is, and go through what electroacupuncture points. There we go. What electroacupuncture points are going to help that particular problem, and like I said, is relatively alphabetical order. These are acupuncture points that go into that, and my video goes into how to stimulate those in great detail. And you can slide down here and find eye symptoms. Say you're having eye problems, These are all acupuncture points that have been shown to help this. And obviously, there's a lot of them around the eye here, but also, stomach 36 is great for all sorts of things. Liver relates to eye problems significantly. Um, Gallbladder, this is a very important acupuncture point to stimulate when it comes to eye problems. Facial pain or tic or spasm, like tic douloureux. And each one of these has a little commentary out on the side here that talks about why, what else you should do besides just stimulate the acupuncture points. I'm just going to shrink that down here and go back. And that one more time. And you just really get a lot of information overall. And that is on acupuncture. I go into structure, surround the dragon. Nutrition is a huge category. As I said, and there's videos and written information that go along and download information that goes along with every one of these. And I go into cravings quite a bit and how to overcome cravings because a lot of people really struggle with that. I go into emotion. This is another big category on different techniques that you can use that are easy to implement on improving your emotional health specifically as it relates to your particular health problem, and then how to get rid of toxicities. There's a number of different ways that we recommend doing that. So that being said, the other things that you receive when you sign up for AcuSmart, along with access to all that and all the stuff that we send you in the mail, is you receive my email, and you can email me questions at any time, and I respond to those fairly quickly. And then there's ways that we can set up a consultation as well to go into more depth if you want to. As a matter of fact, I offer a free consultation at the beginning to those folks who are thinking, hey, is AcuSmart really something I want to do? And then on top of that, if there is some indication that there's more testing to do, blood testing where the blood draw is in order, or genetic testing, then any of that can be done as well. That requires extra time and extra setup and that sort of thing too. But this just kind of gives you an idea of what it is like, what you get when you sign up. Now, let's talk as well about what kind of changes that most people make when they sign up for AcuSmart. And this is tough. It really is, because if making health changes were easy, everybody would be healthy and we wouldn't have this healthcare crisis that we do in the United States. So that's why we really are in a situation where we look at things globally, because there's no silver bullet. There really isn't. And I apologize for that. There's no easy way out when it comes to being healthy. So the big category that I recommend people start on first is nutrition, changing what you eat. And I go into that in great detail in all of the videos. And again, if you have questions on that, the allergies and sensitivities, we'll be doing blood testing on that, and you will receive that uh, report and then my video report on what the findings show and what my recommendations are. Emotions, we all have emotions all the time. And this is something that is an ongoing struggle with a lot of people. But there's tons of techniques that you can use, and I have all of those on video, how to do them, how they work, what to do with those, like dynamic consciousness repatterning and ocular or the emotional release technique. There's just a lot of them. And then structure, if you happen to be having structural problems, this is a can be a big one. This one can affect all the rest of them. If you're having back pain, if you're having plantar fasciitis, if you have migraine headaches that are coming from structure, this is all something that should be addressed uh, anyway, even if that's not the primary reason that you came to us. Addressing each one of these will make all of them better. Acupuncture, this is something that you can do on a regular basis. I go into this on the videos and how to stimulate acupuncture points, make it part of your daily routine. It's real easy to do while you're watching the weather on TV or whatever. And then also toxins here, right there, toxins. That is a area where one of the main things that you can do is stop intake of toxins. That can make a big difference for you as well. And so basically, you'd be changing what you put into your mouth here with the food allergies. You'd be changing what you are eating on a regular basis. You'd be addressing your emotions, any structural problems that you might have. You'll be in a situation where you address your acupuncture system and toxins, and you will be amazed at how much healthier you are. It's the dominoes just start to fall, and then one goes to another, goes to another, goes to another, and it can just make an enormous difference in your health. And I find it really exciting how when you make positive changes in your health, they tend to grow on each other and they get bigger and better and bigger and better. And that's the big problem with allopathic medicine, where you're getting a prescription. When you take those, it might help one symptom, but along with that is 5 or 10 or 15 different side effects that you have to watch out for that will bring your health down. And then maybe another drug to take care of those symptoms, and then another drug, and you are in this downward spiral, downward health spiral in this direction. And this is not something you want to do. So anyway, this I hope gives you some idea of what happens when you sign up for AcuSmart. I'm not going to tell you it's like, oh, you'll be healthy in a snap. That might happen, and it has for some people, especially if they've been searching for some time. We kind of knock the last block out, and their unhealthiness comes tumbling down, which is pretty exciting. But for a lot of people, they struggle with health, and that's why I'm here. And if that sounds like something that you are doing, then I'm here to help you. Um, Go to AcuSmart.com and hit the new patient special, and I would be happy to discuss your situation with you and what we can do to help it. Thanks.